You're listening to the Radio Wammo Breakfast, only on Kiwi.
And it's time for another episode of Wine Vault Radio with Jason Bryant from winevaulttv.com. Jason, good morning.
Good morning, Wammo. Did you have a good fireworks night?
Well, see, I don't get into the fireworks thing myself, and the first thing I had to do last night was sort out the cat.
Right, okay, yeah.
Or two cats. One cat gone AWOL.
Yep.
He's all right. He came back this morning, but another cat was freaked out under the bed. So I just left her there. She seemed pretty much happy as long as she was under the bed. And then I went out for dinner and just driving through. It's quite surreal. It's kind of weird because I know you're just kind of carrying on. I was just having a conversation with my mate, but at the same time in the background there's explosions and stuff, and it's it's a bit weird.
A war zone.
Yeah,
a colourful war zone.
Yeah.
I was just saying to you earlier about the relevance of fireworks night, and in the UK I can understand it, but here,
yeah,
I mean we didn't try to burn down the Houses of Parliament here, but and 4th of July in the States, I can understand. Because
that makes sense,
yeah.
It makes sense. You know, they're celebrating their independence, and that's all good. But here we're celebrating something that happened over in England. It doesn't really relate to us at all, and it was a kind of a weird event anyway. Some dude trying to blow up Parliament.
We're celebrating that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'd be quite keen to change the day to something, to
a nice summery day.
Nice
tinder sticks, wooden houses.
You're just thinking it's the news is New Zealand changes its fireworks day to Waitangi Day, say, and there's a view from space.
A satellite image
of New Zealand, and it's just ablaze.
Anyway, today I went to the supermarket again.
Yeah,
because it's a wine for the masses.
Well, it's the most convenient place,
yeah.
I suppose.
And I picked up, and I've been wanting to taste it. We've got wine of the show for the Liquorland Top 100.
Yep.
It's also 5-star wine state. It's very highly kind of recommended in cuisine.
Right.
And it's won a whole load of other trophies. And it's the 08 Mudhouse Sauvignon Blanc. And they're from Malb, but they do have kind of some Wypra interests as well.
Now, have you had this before?
No, never tasted it.
Okay.
Right. So this is new for me.
Yeah. You do that with all your tastings on Wine Vault TV.
Yeah.
You've never tasted them beforehand.
Quite often I've never tasted them, or they're a different vintage, and I haven't tasted that vintage.
Yeah. Therefore, it's a good different wine anyway.
Yeah. Providing that they're not making it to a kind of chemical formula. You should get some seasonal variation, also kind of like bottle variation, but
bottle variation.
Yeah, I like the idea that wine, every bottle's different, so you get that different experience.
Is every wine bottle got a green tinge to it? Is it?
It has a
brown,
either brown or green, or kind of even some blue. It's to stop the light affecting the wine. And unless you get some kind of very early, well, clearly early drinking white wine.
Yeah.
Kind of like, ideally, kind of Marlborough Sauvignon or something like that. If you don't want to cellar it at all and give it any aging potential, then you can put it in a clear glass bottle. Costs more for tinted bottles.
Does it?
Yep.
You know what really annoys me about olive oil in the supermarkets? Most of it comes in clear bottles.
Yeah.
And that's bad for it. You got the supermarket lights on it, and it's downgrading the quality of it straight away. So that's.
I'm just smelling that. I mean, it's quite pungent on the nose, isn't it? I can pretty much smell it from here, and so I was quite intrigued by it.
As soon as you open the bottle,
yeah,
the air conditioning here in the studio just circulated.
So I get a kind of zesty lime kind of character. It's mainly citrus for me, with a slight hint of kind of tropical kind of fruit. But there's
something for me. There's something floral, almost like a star jasmine.
Ah. You are becoming the true wine connoisseur with terms like that.
Only because I quite like star jasmine. It's about to go into flower. See,
Jeez, this is it's completely different on the nose to on the palate to me. Quite sweet fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of fine kind of chalkiness at the back for me.
Chalkiness.
Yeah.
Is it so in the texture or taste?
In the texture. Have you ever tasted chalk? I have.
I can't say I have, but did the teacher feed it to you?
No. Where I grew up in the UK, we were pretty much just on chalk. And it was inevitable that
were you hungry?
Well, I ate quite a few things as a kid. Spiders and stuff, and...
hence your palate.
Exactly.
Amazing palate. That wine is quite spidery. It's a little bit arachnid.
Yes,
wine.
There's a spider curl to the palate. Yes, I get that kind of chalkiness. It's almost a kind of a fine, kind of very fine grain, right at the back. Slightly creamy.
Definite cream. Yeah, definite cream.
I like
creaminess.
about wine.
Almost slightly creamy, a little bit like a Chardonnay.
Yep. It's not your average Marlborough Sauvignon for me, anyway. It's got a little less acid. It's got a bit more kind of creaminess to it. It's more kind of on the tropical end of the scale, rather than that kind of green, kind of nettle, kind of asparagus and cut grass. So it's more kind of passion fruit and...
So tropical fruits.
Yeah. I actually quite like it, but I'm not sure that I would have given it wine of the competition. But I didn't taste the other wines, so
it's nice. But it doesn't really stand out to you, does it? It doesn't explode. It doesn't go wow. I mean, it tastes like a Marlborough Sav.
Yeah,
doesn't
a good Marlborough Sav.
A good Marlborough Sav. Yeah,
and it's at $21 in the supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
So it's on the higher kind of end of the spectrum for price for Marlborough Sauvignon, seen as the price has kind of pretty much bottomed out of the market.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's worth $21.
Yeah?
Yeah. What would you pay for it?
I might have just dipped under the 20.
Yeah. I think that'd probably be fair.
Wouldn't most supermarkets discount it? Or is that was 21 discounted?
I'm actually not sure whether it's on...
Because you know what they do at supermarkets.
Yes, I do. But
heavy discounting, it gets the punters in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure whether it was discounted or whether that was its standard kind of shelf price. I should imagine in a couple of weeks it'll be discounted if it wasn't. And that sub 20 mark.
They'll discount it now. They'll watch this or listen to this,
and they'll go, okay, let's get it below that 20 mark.
What do you make of the colour, by the way? Because we haven't talked about the colour of it. It's quite light.
A very light yellow.
Well, you make it sound like urine.
It's pretty close.
Hmm.
But yeah, I like the nose, and I'm intrigued by that kind of like little fine chalkiness at the back. Which,
yet again, to me though, it's a summer day, eh?
And this wine would completely change if it was put in the fridge. It'd make it a bit tighter.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. It's room temperature.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. Yeah, very room temperature.
Most people are gonna chill their Sav.
Yeah, probably chill it too much. We need to be chilling rather than kind of like the beer fridge and the standard fridge, which takes us down to 4 degrees. We need to be serving our wine at kind of like 12 to 14 degrees. So just off kind of room temperature at kind of 16, 18 degrees.
It's really hard. It's really hard to know because you might take it out of your cupboard and then you go, oh, I really want to drink this, but put it in the fridge. How long? You know,
half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you've just.
I tend to stick it in the freezer.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
And people put wine in the microwave or the freezer and stuff like this, all to get it to the right temperature. I mean, there's no harm in doing it. Most people are doing it. It's your bottle of wine. You've paid for it. You drink it the way you want to drink it.
What are we eating with it?
I'm going to do seafood, especially kind of shellfish.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do kind of moules marinières, kind of mussels in white wine. I think that, for me, that's as soon as I tasted it, that's what I thought.
I had a nice beef curry last night, but I traded some beef for some prawn curry.
Oh yeah,
it was quite very nice. I don't often go seafood with my curry.
No, nor do I.
It's pretty good. Would it go with a
I'm not sure it would go with the curry. I think you probably need a beer.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. I wouldn't. There's a lot of this kind of food and wine matching kind of where they really are desperate to match curry with wine because they want to drink the wine. Happen? No, I think you lose kind of on both counts. You lose all the flavour and intensity of the curry.
Yeah.
And also you lose all of the the delicacy and intricacy of the wine.
Yeah.
So just have a beer.
Just have a beer. Is the answer.
Or a glass of water.
It's the answer to a few situations, really.
Absolutely.
Just have a beer. Go on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got to give it 88 out of 100. What would you score?
That's not bad.
No, I think it's a good wine. It's just not 90 points plus to me.
I'd be in the 80s, but I'll be in the lower 80s.
Okay.
Just to be different.
Yeah, it's all about consistency. You mark your wine a lot lower than I do mine. So, but it's all about that consistency. If your palate's consistent, people know whereabouts you sit on that scale.
Jeepers, I'll be an expert one day.
Oh, next week. Next week.
Hey, thanks very much, Jason Bryant. WineVaultTV.com is where they'll find you, and also on Twitter, the Wine Vault.
Thank you, Wammo, and I'll see you hopefully next week.
Yep. Yeah, we will. Some stage. Anyway, yeah.